Hi, I'm Enchanting Nubianette. Welcome back. And if you're viewing my channel for the very first time, welcome. 2 days ago in Detroit, a car was discovered burning. It was a huge fire around 6 a.m., found out by the Detroit Fire Department. Inside the car were three bodies, and the location was off 30th and Milford on the west side. It's still a mystery as far as the identification of the bodies because these bodies were burned beyond recognition. As you know, identifying burned bodies can be a complex and sensitive process, especially when the remains are severely damaged, like in this case. Now, looking at the car, everyone, the car was so severely burned, to me, it looked like the entire interior is gone. There's several unanswered questions. How did this fire start? Was there an accident or is this an intentional incident? And also the essential questions are, who are these victims? Are they adults, male or female? What are their ages? And whose families have lost loved ones that they may not even realize is gone? Is this a homicide that was covered up? And what led up to this incident? Now, interestingly enough, everyone, the reporters said that the area is a huge, vast open land. There's very few homes or buildings and just a few churches, maybe two or three. And reporters said that there wasn't any structures for this car to collide into either. Now, this is definitely baffling. But thinking about these burned bodies and how to identify them, online it said these are some methods. As we know, there are dental records or forensic odontology, and we know it's the most common and reliable method, especially when the body is badly burned. And thankfully, teeth and dental work like fillings, crowns, and implants can survive high heat. In a situation like this, a forensic odontologist compares a post-mortem dental structures with ante-mortem records. So they compare before using the dental records and after, making those comparisons. And regarding the timeline, it can take up to a few hours to a few or a couple of days for these records to be available. And there's also DNA analysis used when the dental records are unavailable or unusable. The DNA can be extracted from the bones, teeth, or any tissue. That's if any soft tissue remains, even a fragment of it. And here's something new that I learned. In some cases, mitochondrial DNA inherited from the mother is used when nuclear DNA is degraded. And this time frame is typically about 1 to 2 weeks, but it can be faster, a few days when expedited processing is involved. Another method of learning who is inside the vehicle or getting the identification are through medical implants or devices. So if any of these people have pacemakers, hip replacements, or surgical plates that have serial numbers, this can be linked to medical records. And a time frame for this is a few days depending on access to the manufacturer or hospital records. Now we know usually there is fingerprints, but in this case it's most likely not possible that any of the skin remains unless they had any protection on their hands, like a fist or any covering of their hands. And in this case, I think there's zero chance looking at the vehicle. But typically, if there's any fragments, It can be enhanced using chemical treatments, and the time frame for this is a few minutes to days if the prints are available and matched. Then there's anthropological or circumstantial evidence, bone structure, heel fractures, personal belongings, and again, if the person has any tattoos, if there's any skin remaining, or if it's partially preserved. And the time frame for this can vary, so it can take weeks or months. Overall, in simple cases, like a clear dental or fingerprint match, this may only take hours to a couple of days to ID people. In a moderate complexity, if the DNA or medical device is required, only a few days or a couple of weeks it may take. But specifically, everyone, in this complex case where the bodies are badly burned and remains, there may not be even any prior records, who knows? This can definitely take weeks or a lot longer, especially if the DNA comparison needs to rely on family members or even specialized labs. Now, the Detroit police are asking the community members for their assistance. So if you know anything at all about this tragedy, they're asking for you to call 1-800 Speak Up or go to the DetroitRewardsTV.com. And my condolences to, the families when they do find out if their relative have passed. And first and foremost, I pray that those three people can rest in peace and that justice will be served, because we need to know these unanswered questions. Was this an accident or was it a homicide? Was it intentional? But thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a million, and stay safe wherever you are.